just got back a few days ago from an awesome couple of trips we took. We began with a week in New Mexico. You just saw the night sky pictures I was able to get there. Didn't take a whole lot while we were there, but we're just very excited to be in this place, working with the people there. We were working in Espanola, New Mexico, which is north of Santa Fe, and little church there, First Indian Baptist Church, where Pastor Charlie Riddick, his wife Rosie, and the good people of that congregation are working to reach the people of their community. They're very close to some Pueblo reservations. In fact, Pastor Charlie and his wife Rosie live in Okeowinge, which is the closest Pueblo reservation, and then you have Santa Clara down the road, and then down the road from that, Pewaukee. And I just thank God for the work that was done there, the expanding work that was done there. We had a sweet spirit to our team working together, and also a sweet spirit in the church. It just was a wonderful trip. I want to thank everybody that prayed for it, that knew about it ahead of time. We had 9 people that prayed to receive Christ, both adults and children. And they chose to follow Christ, and that's always what it's about. We're there to help people, to be a blessing to people, to feed people. We every night during our vacation Bible school, we'd give a meal to these kids, and sometimes those kids had not eaten anything that day or hadn't eaten anything since breakfast, and it was a blessing to feed their bellies, but then also minister to them spiritually as well, to give them the truth, to give them hope in Jesus Christ. And it was a real blessing to be a part of. Great week. And then my wife and I had planned a week of vacation after the team left. So on Saturday of that week, we on actually July 4th, we headed out to go to Monument Valley up in Utah. So we saw the team off at the Santa Fe airport, which was the smallest airport I've ever been in my life. There was an actual commercial airport. It was pretty cool. But anyway, rented a car there and headed out. And we traveled all day. The goal was to get to Monument Valley around sunset. But in the meantime, on the way up there, we went through the Bisty Badlands. The Bisty Badlands is an interesting wilderness area, northwest New Mexico. Very, very dry, very hot. No humidity to the air. It would just suck the moisture out of you. I feel like if I had stayed there more than the time we did, which was only about an hour or so, that I would have dried up like a raisin. But thankfully, we brought plenty of water, and so Beth and I came out of there intact. I came out of Georgia Cracker, and she came out of Georgia Peach still, and we had a good time. Woohoo! Had a good time seeing all the rock formations, whatever you call them, the hoodoos and goblins and whatever. Looked like things from another planet. And then also, we went to Shiprock and took some pictures of that mountain that is sacred to the Navajo people. I found it very interesting that Shiprock, if I understand correctly, they believe that this is that it was a vessel that they rowed across water to get to that area where it came to rest there, and that's how they got to where they are. I may have that wrong. If some of my Navajo friends would like to enlighten me on that, I'd like to hear more. Very interested in native traditions and stories they tell. But I think a lot of those stories reflect ancient realities of things that happened, and makes me think a large ship being on water, bringing people through a flood. What does that sound like? And of course, it sounds like Noah's flood in Genesis, so I think that's cool. But anyway, so you see the pictures of that as well. And then we headed on from there to Monument Valley. My plan was for us to sleep in the car that night at Goosenecks State Park. after we took a series of night sky pictures in Monument Valley. I had hoped to also go to the Valley of the Gods, which is an interesting drive as well, but we were so exhausted. I didn't feel like it would be a safe thing to do and try to drive further the next morning. But was in Monument Valley. It was a kind of a bucket list location to do astrophotography. There was a little bit of wildfire haze, and also the moon was coming up pretty soon. It was about a half moon, and but I ended up using some of that light toward the end of the shoot. You'll see that to take pictures of the valley bathed in moonlight. And we got there just in time, just after sunset. That blue hour got started. Forrest Gump point, I found out that astrophotography can be like a box of chocolates. And this was home for the night, such as it was. Sleeping in the car, not too great, but the view, not too shabby. We woke up the next morning before we headed home from Monument Valley, smelling a lot of smoke, which we left our windows open to some degree in the car because we slept in the car. My wife was thrilled with me over that, but it was part of the plan for the astrophotography adventure. But it was very hazy the next morning, and as you'll see in the pictures, it left the valley. The smoke haze left the valley looking like it was bathed in fog, which is not usual for the high desert, and so it's kind of made for some unusual pictures. But you'll see all that. I want to share this though, because I always like to share something with you, a word from the Word, And because this channel is about getting you to see God's glory from down here to up there. And every location I go to, I want to capture something to glorify the one who made it, the one who made the things that I'm trying to take pictures of to share with you guys. And so I want to share this with you, something I read from Isaiah 42 today, because every time I got to a location to take pictures, whether it was that night in New Mexico from the pictures you saw earlier, or that night in Monument Valley, I was waiting for the light to either fade, or I would say the sunlight to fade and the starlight to rise, for the starlight to grow brighter. And so as the sky would fade with the sunlight, then it would get brighter with the Milky Way in this very low light polluted area. And so I guess you could say, one way or another, I was waiting on light. I was waiting on the Lord to provide that light that He set in motion for so long. And so this passage really fits with that. In Isaiah 42, verse 5, it says, "Thus says God the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and that which comes from it, who gives breath to the people on it and spirit to those who walk on it. I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness and will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people, as a light to the Gentiles, to open blind eyes, to bring out prisoners from the prison, those who sit in darkness from the prison house. I am the Lord, that is my name, and my glory I will not give to another." Now when He said, "I've called you in righteousness and I'll hold your hand, and I'm giving you as a covenant to the people, a light to the Gentiles, to anyone, whether they're Jewish or not, to everybody, in order to open blind eyes, bring out prisoners from prison, and bring out those into the light who sit in darkness," that is exactly what Jesus Christ came to do. He is the one that is being promised here that God would send. Because Jesus said, as I mentioned, I think in my last video, Jesus said in John 8:12, "I am the light of the world. He who follows me will not walk in darkness, but have the light of life." And so when we follow Him, His truth, recognizing that we do have a Creator, but we also have a Savior, that the Creator is the Savior, that opens our eyes. It opens blind eyes, like the old song Amazing Grace. Once I was blind, but now I see. He opens our blind eyes, and He brings us out of the prison of our doubt and the prison of our addictions and our seeking of pleasure and all these things that enslave us, like in addiction. Addiction, a good definition for it is what Jesus said sin was, that whosoever sins is a slave of sin, and we all have sinned, and we all do sin. And so without His help, we would just be prisoners in a prison of sin with no hope, no help. But Jesus came to get us out. He came to bring us out. And He's brought us out from the darkness into the light. Now, it may sound strange for me as an astrophotographer to say it's a good thing to come up out of darkness, because I love to go out into the dark and take pictures in the dark. But see, I'm going out in the dark to take pictures of light from a long ways away. But I don't go into a deep, dark cave with no light and try to take pictures of darkness. I want light, and I need light in my life, and that's what God said He would provide. And so as you look at all these pictures, and I hope that you enjoy them, but it gets you thinking about these things. I didn't want to talk a long time. We were there in the West. We were in northern Arizona and southern Utah. We were there for a week, and so I'm going to have other videos that I'm going to do showing some of the other pictures and time lapses and things that I did. But I wanted to start with this as a good first video for this series of our big Witt West trip that my wife and I just took. And we enjoyed it so much. So God bless you. Love you guys.